Hi, I'm Daz, and the idea of these little videos is to show you how to use the kit that we have. The aim being is that you know before you come on set some idea of how to use the stuff. We wouldn't expect anyone just to turn up on set and start using it, but it just gives you an idea of familiarity with the kit. It's warts and all. It's not meant to be one of these super guides in terms of high production value. It's just to show you how to use the stuff and then crack on and go from there, and that's it. The mini track, the idea of this is to put a camera, DSLR camera on here, and the idea is that it can move across nice and smooth like that, you see. So you can get lots of, start your shot like this, and then move across and do that sort of stuff like that. Very good for small places and things like that. So that's the grip box. So they've got the track, and you've got the two tripods, and you have the main grip and the mat box. Sometimes you can put the track just low level or something like that, but today we're going to use the full tripods now. Nothing special about these, they're just cheap and cheerful. The bits at the end here, the housings, they're already fixed underneath on the track itself, so it's just a question of opening these up, and no special way of doing it really. I just open up all the levers on the extensions, and then just let it all fall out like that and tie them up. Just loose up one and down the next one, lock them all down, lock them all down, lock them all down, check they're all locked. Now the thing that's important about the tripod is to make sure that everything is relatively loose to start with, so make sure that it'll all move and it's all flexible. That'll give you flexibility to actually set it up. If it's all stiff, you'll have problems later on. Then you can tighten it up at the end. So that's the first one. Second one again, I'll just show you these on here. So it's just very simple, just click, 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 and then just let them all out, let them all down. And these are really cheap tripods, they're like £8 off the internet, but they're only just to hold the thing up. Once you can't leave the track unattended, never leave the track unattended with these. And again, let's just check this is all nice and loose. That's all loose, that's good. Okay, so that's that. Now what we want to do is to hook these up to the track. So here's the track. The track should be, you can see here underneath you've got one affix, one tripod top bit there, and there's the other one there as well, and then you've got the track as well. Try and keep your hands off the track if you can. Try and keep your hands off it because there's a mild lubricant on there. You can put more on, but it's always handy just to get your fingers off. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so then this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So if you look on here, you see there's like a little catch just there. So what I've done now, just move that up like that, and then just hook that on. Now what's important is that when you hook these on, let me do it the other way around so you can see. Oops. So when you hook these on, oops, you hook that on like that, and then let go. That's on there like that. Okay, there we go. Do the other one. Now ideally you should be doing this in a group of two, and not on your own. So I'm having a little bit of a mare with that. So, and again on this side, so there's the bit there, like that, in it goes, and that's it, and there we go. What you try and do is, if you notice, I've put both the arms, that arm there and that arm there, the same direction, so they're both the same way. That just helps with the head. Now, as I said before, everything should be loose. So if everything is loose, it should be, it should all just sit like that, and there we go. Very loose. So the first thing then to do, once you know it's loose, is start tightening it up. So what you need to do now is tighten them up gently, just enough for resistance for now, and then just also the bit here that goes up and down, just tighten that a little bit, tighten that a little bit. Okay? If we were filming today, what we would then do is put a spirit level on top of here and check that it's actually level, or whatever the angle is that you want, because you can actually tilt these and that kind of stuff. We're not going to do that another day, but that's the basic setup for the track. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put the grip together, and then put the grip onto the track. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the grip together here. So main parts of the grip, we've got the shoulder mount here. There's a tripod bracket here, which goes onto the head of the track. That's on there. First thing to do is just make sure that's nice and tight, not over tightened. What's really important about all the film gear is never over tighten any of it. Just make it so it's just tight enough. Otherwise, it's not designed to go really, really tight, and it's in line with the grip there. And pop that down. This should be nice and loose. This is the follow focus. Okay, and then what we've got here is the mat box. And the mat box just slides over the front, taken out of the grip box, and again we'll just keep that nice and loose. That's all loose. So loose, loose, loose. All good, we like that. Okay, let that rest there. Cool. Now this is the safe area for the DSLR, this bag here. So when you come on set, you're looking for the DSLR camera, this is where it will be, in here. Today we're going to use a rather large lens, a big Tamron lens there. So what I'll do is just pop that there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the camera onto the grip. So you can see on the grip there's a point just there, and that fits on there. Underneath you can just about see there's a little nubbin. It's actually good enough for an Allen key. There's two there, and it's right in the middle there. It's just there. Now I only tighten it up enough with the fingers. I think when we shoot for real, you just have an Allen key, just do the last little bit. But again, don't over tighten. But that's where it's going to sit. It's going to sit on there, and then what we'll do is we'll bring the follow focus back, and then we'll bring the mat box back like that. That's the plan. So pick it up, and then using my little fingers in between those two nubbins, I'm lining it up, and I'm just finding the hole, and then just screwing it in gently with my fingers. You can feel it going in, nice and easy. Then I can feel some resistance. I'm trying as hard as I can with my fingers, because that's still not really tight, but that's good enough for this. Right, there we go. That's now on. So what we'll do, in the grip box, there's an Allen key. In fact, there's a whole little tub. I should show you this really. This is a tub of stuff. But the thing we need right now is the Allen key. That's the bit we need. So let's put this back in the grip box. Don't leave it out anywhere else. It's really important to put things back where they came. It sounds all a bit silly, a little bit like being back at school or at home, whatever. Oh, Mum, I've got to tidy up. The thing is, other people will be looking for the stuff. So if you don't put it back where it needs to go, then people are going to not be able to find it. So tightened it up with my fingers. Now just tightening up a little bit more. Just a couple of turns. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. That was all it was. It was a 90-degree turn. And the first thing I'm going to do now, of course, is put that away so someone else can use it. Cool. Right, okay, so now the camera is now secured to the grip. The follow focus is currently loose, as is the mat box. But to be honest, the best thing really now is to pop this onto the track and then do the tightening there, because at the moment I'm using one of my hands just to hold the thing up. So let's pop it on the track. It's just a tripod head on top of on the track. A couple of rules is generally, unless you're actually moving the camera, always keep the grip over a tripod. Okay, don't leave it in the middle. So even when you're putting it on, always make sure there's a tripod underneath. Don't do it in the middle, because all you'll do is, even a slight bend in the track, over time, that will make the track less straight, which means it can't glide as smoothly. So just make sure that it goes over the tripod when you're putting it on. But it's the same as any of the normal tripod, so there's the headpiece just there, and I'll bring it over this tripod here, and it just simply goes onto there. You can see there's a button here which you press, and then you just slide it in like that, and don't let go. That's for, let's pop that in. There we go. And you hear that nice reassuring lock. Now the next thing temptation now is just to let go. Don't, because this tripod should be loose. Everything should be left loose so that when you go back to it, you can adjust it. So what we need to do now is just check where we are with it. We know it's secure. The first thing we need to do now is lock down the tripod, the grip to the tripod. So there's a little button just here, just to screw it clockwise, just to feel some resistance. That's it. Just feel a bit of resistance. That's it. That means that the grip is definitely attached to the tripod head. But as you can see, if it's already moving because everything is loose, as it should be when you're leaving it. So that's this one here. But before we start just letting it go, we should hold the tripod properly, which is with this handle here. So if you hold that, now we've got control of the tripod. I can now start adjusting. So that makes it nice and loose, that one down there. And then that makes it firm there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to move that across over to a tripod again, like before. And then what we're going to do is, now it's all in position, we're going to start working on putting the grip in position, the follow focus and stuff. So first things first, just move this back a tad, move this back a tad. So what we're doing now, then we're going to slide this. You see the teeth just here. They're going to line up with these teeth just here, those two together. And this, because it's loose, it should be able to come out and in, back and forth. So we can just line it up, and then into the teeth, like that, so it locks in. And then underneath, there's a little turn. And again, just tighten it till there's some resistance. Give it a little, yep, that's not going anywhere, just a little shake like that. And there we go. And then all we're doing now, here's the mat box. We just slide that back on the rails, and we're just making it line up. It doesn't have to touch. In fact, you need to watch that because with the zoom lens, you see that. So it only needs to line up to there. And then back down again, we just tighten it on one side, and then there's another one on the other side. And that was it. That's all it needs to be. That's as tight as it needs to go. Okay, so we'll have a couple of sort of do's and don'ts with the camera. First of all, this should never be left unattended, ever, with a camera on top. It's as wobbly as anything when it's uncontrolled. When it is controlled, you can get some really nice stuff, and it can simply be controlled with a person just holding it. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, you get some fantastic shots, but as soon as you let go, you know, you are the steady cam for this. So you've got to hold. So if you're not going to hold on to it, then you should be taking this grip off. And it's very simple. You obviously hold the grip firmly underneath, you unlock the head, press the button down, and away it goes, and that's it. That's the first thing. So if you're going away, take this out of the way and put it somewhere safe, probably in the grip box. But don't leave it on here, because someone's going to kick this, it's going to fall over. That's the first do's and don'ts. Don't leave it unattended. Right, if you're between shots, let's pop this back on again. So just raise that down, lock it back up. If you're between shots, take it back over a tripod. Don't leave it in the middle, because it will just bend. So either side, and then back again, the other side. Never over tighten. There's no need to over tighten any of the kit. If you find something's resisting and it's not going in, then something's wrong, okay? It doesn't need to be forced. So there's another do and don't. Spirit level, when you're doing a shot for real, and that's about it on that one. So you've done the grip and the track. Happy days. Watch it again and again, and then you'll know. And then when you come on set, have a go, and we'll be cool.